there, friends. Welcome to Bronze Medal Moms. We aren't going for gold, we're going for bronze on the daily. I'm Amy.
And I'm Amanda, and we are here to remind you that you don't have to be perfect to show up, survive, and even thrive in motherhood.
All right, welcome back to Bronze Medal Moms. Hey, Amanda.
Hello, Miss Amy. Time for some coffee talk.
Coffee talk, which, by the way, we still haven't changed it because I'm not drinking coffee, and I know you also are not drinking coffee.
No, we're not changing the coffee talk. The Bronze Medal Moms has definitely turned into more of like all parents, husbands, grandparents, aunts, uncles love it. We're keeping Bronze Medal Moms. We're keeping coffee talk, even though we're not drinking coffee.
Yeah, we're total imposters.
But, what are we going to do? Hey, you just celebrated something big.
23rd wedding anniversary.
That's ridiculous. And let's tell people too, like you married young. You're not like 60 years old celebrating 23 years.
Yeah, 23 years. Now, we've known each other since we were 8, but I hated him. He was so annoying. We didn't start dating until I was in graduate school. So I've known him.
I think I love this story that you were just so like why bother dating? We're just gonna get married.
Well, that's what we did. We literally, when we started dating, we were like, wait a minute. We're either like, you date to get to know somebody. I've known you my whole life. So we're either all in or we're all out. And we chose all in. So here we are 23 years later. But I got to tell you, and I'm sure everyone can relate to this who have been married for a long time. We thought we had it so figured out, right? Like when we first got married. And now I think back that we were so young and dumb and clueless.
Oh.
Like, oh my gosh. I honestly, though, feel like it's been a really good year for us being married. I just feel like we're just now hitting our stride, though. Like, this is going to be the good year. We're just not getting into it 23 years later.
You're like 23 years. We got this. We got this. Which I will say, I don't want to say I feel the opposite because it's not the polar opposite. It's different.
Yeah.
That like, I still feel like we're in the thick of it. We just celebrated 15 years. And I will say I'm proud of us that we still like we always celebrate it. We always go out, get a sitter and just have such a great time together. But there are still nights. I will say what I'm doing different this year that I really have enjoyed. We always on our anniversary, we go out on our anniversary and then we always go out like the beginning of the year. We're always like, what do you need from me different? What is like, how can we make this better? How can we grow? Blah, blah, blah. And one of the things that I've noticed that I'm loving, like, even though we have our daily struggles and, life is crazy with the 3 kids, I'm loving I'm honing in on these little moments at night that like, we're all just acting like idiots and laughing and having so much fun. And the house is a mess. And we're trying to get ready for bed and the kids are running around and everyone gets that the kids get that right before bed burst of energy that they're like, ah!
Yes.
Let's climb a mountain. Whee! So I'm just loving that time that I was like, this is complete and total chaos, but it's not going to be like this forever. And I realize it's not going to be like that forever. So it's like, this is fun. And I can't believe we've been doing this for 15 years.
You feel like you're in the thick of it because you are in the thick of it. Like didn't you tell me you just bought a baby potty? Yeah. So like you're still in the thick of it. We only have one and she's 12. And so it's this whole new parenting groove where it's just different. Like there's not the bedtime cuddles. In fact, so we, in Bronze Medal Mom style, I think we've talked about this. We've never had a bedtime routine. Like Steve and I will brag all day long about how we rocked a lot of parenting. Part of that is because we were married for 11 years before we actually became parents. So I always said like kudos to those who have babies as soon as they get married, but I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so glad like we had 11 years to figure us out before we added this third person. But so we rocked a lot of parenting. We were patient, like we didn't sweat anything as new parents. Many people didn't, they were shocked that we were new parents because we didn't figure about stuff. But we sucked at bedtime. We never had a bedtime routine. She slept with us. We bed shared the whole thing. So we never in our entire marriage with a kid have had a bedtime where then mom and dad have time after the kid goes to bed. Like that's never been our life.
No, you just all do it together.
Yeah, until now. Now, like she is, and we even are begging her. Like literally last night, I was like, "You want to come in bed with mom and dad and like watch the new Jurassic World movie?" She's like, "No." I'm like, "Oh." I'm like,
It's
"Well, we
like,
can do it."
gross.
I know. I'm
Don't
like,
invite me to do things.
I know. I'm like, "How about on the couch?" She's like, "No." Like, I want to go to my room and read and chill. I'm like, "Okay." So, but it's fun now because then my husband, I'm like, "Hey, babe, you want to watch a movie?" Like, we have all of this time now. So, anyway,
Well,
23.
I will say it's interesting because both of our girls are going into middle school, and I feel like it's going to differ for all the different ages and different kids.
Yeah.
But I will say, and Rue can hear me while I'm saying this right now, um, there's been like a shift over the summer
Yeah.
of like I just feel like she and I are hanging out
Hmm.
more than I'm parenting her.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, like I kind of wondered that, and it started with that when she's like I always told people she was such a helper. Like I would have never been able to take all three kids on a 3-hour drive to Dallas without Rue in the back seat being like, the baby spit up again, the baby
Right.
needs this, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So like she was always my huge helper. But like now we sit on the couch, watch Gilmore Girls, and I had this whole thing that I was like, I remember my mom saying her favorite time was when my sister and I left the house, which sounds so like
Sounds awful.
it sounds awful, but it's like I got it that I'm like, no, because now you just have like a built-in friend
Yeah.
that
It's,
you're like, hey, what'd you do today?
yeah.
Which I mean, trust me, I'm still full on parenting her because she's 11. But
True, true, but it's just different. And I will say though, the other night, even though last night she did not want, the other night Steve was already asleep and I couldn't sleep. And I texted Adelaide because I know she's in bed. And I said, "Hey, are you awake?" And she was like, "Yeah, why?" And I said, "I can't sleep. How about we read together and I come in your room?" And she was like, "Ooh, how about you come in my room and we pop popcorn and we watch the new Happy Gilmore movie?" I was like, "Yes." So, like, those
oh,
moments still happen. They're just few and far between. And for the bronze medal moms or parents who are in the thick of it, and like your kids are super clingy and you have to lay down with them and rub their back every night and it's killing you and you're like, you just are like over it. Please enjoy that because
yeah.
one day, I told Adelaide the other day, I said, I wish I had known the last cuddle was the last cuddle.
Mm-hmm. It's
Like,
like the last breastfeeding too, that you're
hey, it
like,
is, but
oh,
just you don't know. But
why
now,
didn't you tell me?
hey, but now on the rare occasion, she's like, "Hey, mom, can you come lay in bed?" I'm like, "Yes." Like, always say yes now because it may, like, I don't know. They don't happen very often. So I like it. And you guys know I'm an early bird and I need my sleep. Like, if you text me at 9 p.m., I'm out.
Right.
However, especially over the summer and with this theater schedule, we're not getting home until 10:30, 11 o'clock. She does her most bonding with me where she tells me all the tea and all the stuff at like midnight.
Yes.
So like, you just got to suck it up, moms, and like it's the best time. But it's just
Which, and I'm laughing about the cuddling. So I'm in all the phases. It feels like all the phases. Newborn phase is done, but all the phases that I still have like a super cuddler. And so at night we'll watch, like I said, Rue and I watch Gilmore Girls on the couch every night, and then which we're almost done, so it's almost over.
yeah.
But and then Raleigh will lay on me. Well, Raleigh does not want Rue to cuddle. Rue would love to cuddle. But Raleigh does not want it so much that like if she tries to cuddle, he'll just be like, no, no, no. And last night he built like a fort, like a fortress of dinosaurs in between me and Rue, so she couldn't pass. So we don't get to cuddle as much. However, if Raleigh falls asleep early, I'll go ahead and put him in bed, and then she and I get to snuggle on the couch. So it's like a special treat if like he's asleep, hooray!
Yeah.
And we'll
Yeah.
snuggle on the couch. So it still does happen, but not as much
Yeah.
for sure. Because also it's not as easy to snuggle 72 pounds of girl
That's true.
as it is.
That's true.
20 pounds a boy.
Well, and Adelaide's as tall as I am now. I think she's finally like surpassed me a little bit. So yeah.
Yeah, Rue's definitely taller than a lot of my friends. She's not tall as me, but she's taller than a lot of my friends.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Well,
Okay.
she is into watching shows now with her friends. Like
Uh-huh.
her and her bestie boo, like watch certain series together that they then binge and they wait for each other.
What are they watching?
Well, the big one that they finished, the new one just came out. In fact, it's the theme of her birthday party this year, coming up this month. The Summer I Turned Pretty. Now,
Oh, you were telling me about that. Isn't that a book?
it is a book. She read
It's a
all the
book.
books. Probably not my best parenting moment. She read them when she was 11. Probably not appropriate. Um, Probably more for like older teens. I don't know, but she loved the book. She loved the series. So her birthday this year is the summer I turned 12. And it's going to be a whole beach,
Adorable.
like Cape Cod beachy theme. Yeah. So
Adorable.
anyway, so I love it. But speaking of TV, I, am a TV buff, like it's always on. But have you watched Hunting Wives on Netflix?
You mean my current girl porn? Yes.
Oh my gosh, yes. Like some people are flipping out. I'm pretty sure when I started watching it, because I love several of the actors that are in it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. My jaw dropped. I was not expecting it, but it was just the kind of trashy smut that I needed this summer. I couldn't.
It was, yes, I agree. Totally. It's a perfect summer watch. Okay, hold on. We gotta cut it. I gotta get his phone.
Okay.
Hold on. So yes, it is like the perfect summer. And did it just come out too?
It just
It
dropped.
did. Okay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like we all just discovered it this
Right.
summer. But no, like I do feel like we need the guilty pleasures. We need the guilt. And it is definitely not one to have on in the background.
I was gonna say, yeah, you cannot watch it when your kids are anywhere
No.
nearby. No, no.
No.
I was like,
That's going to be a
whoa.
whole nother world of questions.
Oh yeah, yes. I mean,
But okay, it's based on a book.
yeah,
Is
I didn't know
is
that.
I haven't read the book, so is it
Either.
over? Like I'm not going to spoil alert and say how it ends, but
Oh,
like
I
I
don't
wasn't
know.
a huge fan of the ending. I felt like there were a lot of loose ties.
Ellie, stop. Sorry, my dog is eating my books that are stacked on the floor of my office. Um, but yeah, I don't, it is a book, and that's a good question. I don't know if it will come back for another season because I don't know how the book, maybe we should read it.
Like it closed up enough
Right.
that I was like, that could be the ending, and then they just leave it kind of.
Right. Or there could be, yeah.
It was very. I was like, because I thought it was going to be. Sometimes it's more obvious. So you're like, okay, that was season
Yeah.
one.
Well, maybe if
Clearly,
any of
there's
our
more.
listeners have read the book, they can let us know. If,
Yes, let us know because we're not going to read the book. I'm not gonna.
right. Well, I don't know. I might. I get into reading my Kindle. So I love real books, but my husband can't sleep if I have a light on, so I use my Kindle. And I do Kindle Unlimited, which it's like 12 bucks a month and you get as many free books as you want. So when I finish a book on my Kindle, it'll recommend something and I'll just read whatever it recommends. So I don't
Such a
like
reader.
I'm a big reader, but I don't seek certain books out. It's just like whatever comes up and it says you may like this and then I read it. But so I may check it out.
What book do you think? What book do you think somebody read first that Kindle was like, you know what you would like? Hunting Wives.
Oh, right? Seriously, it is.
Were they just reading flat out porn?
It seriously was. And so for our listeners who haven't watched it yet, go watch it, but watch it with an open mind because I've seen a lot of women complaining about it. Like, no, don't complain. Just realize it's trashy smut.
It is. That's what it is.
Yeah. Now, one woman I saw on Facebook was like, I didn't watch it because I didn't need any more girl drama. I'm like, oh no, there's no girl drama. It is pure smut. Like,
Yeah.
there's no really like major drama between the women, but I mean, it's just.
Well, and it wasn't even like the drama that they had was comedic.
Right.
I think like
Yeah.
that was
It wasn't
like a
Mean
comedy
Girls.
when they would be like kind of you put on this like surface talking with each other
Yeah.
of like, no, you're pretty. No, you're pretty.
Yeah. And it's not Mean Girls stuff. They weren't.
No.
It was, but yeah, I was pretty shocked. And just when I thought they wouldn't go there, they went there for everything.
Yeah.
I was like,
But
oh,
you're like, whoa.
yeah. And, so
And the
other
cast
thing-
is great. I really, really like the cast.
that's why I watched it. I had no idea what it's about, but I love the actors, the men and the women that are in it.
Yeah. I love the cast.
But what did you think? So it's a group of Texas women. And the one thing I realized, because I do live in Texas, they did not film it in Texas. It looks more like North Carolina. There's like rolling hills and beautiful trees. I'm like, you didn't film that in Texas.
I
So
didn't
just take
notice the scenery.
yeah.
I noticed the fashion that I was like, BS, you are wearing a long sleeve shirt in the middle of summer. No.
Not
And
Texas.
there's one scene where the main character, shoot, I don't remember her name. Uh,
I don't remember the names.
I don't remember, but like Marjorie, I don't know. Um, anyway, the main character, she is on her back porch on her bike working out in a long sleeve shirt, and I was like, try again. That
Right.
is not Texas.
Right.
First of all, she's barely sweating, which maybe that's the whole like joke. She's like a rich little thing that she doesn't really sweat. You wouldn't be wearing a long sleeve. No,
No.
there's no
No.
way. In Texas, you would be like drenched in sweat the second you come outside.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, we'd be dying.
no,
We'd
I was not buying that that was true Texas. And I love that also I just feel like it's such a cliche with Texas that everyone in Texas has to have a cowboy hat. Everyone in Texas has to have
Oh yeah. Yeah.
like this ridiculous thick accent, which I mean, I can get an accent if I hang out with the right crowd
Right.
really fast. But it's just,
Yeah.
that definitely was not. And didn't they even say like in the very this is not a spoiler, but in the very first episode, she's like the very first scene, she's Ubering from Dallas to get a dress. So it's not even that far from Dallas. And I was like, where do you think you are? No.
Right. Well, our listeners got to listen to it though, or watch it and let us know because I thought it was great.
Well, speaking of girl drama,
Oh,
um, I did. So it was my sister-in-law's birthday, and she didn't really want to celebrate, which I think is ridiculous. So I was like, well, let's do something small. So I invited her and her daughter over, and her daughter's a year and a half, or a couple, 2.5 years older than Rue. Um, so I invited her and her daughter over, and we all watched Mean Girls together. Now they had seen it before.
yeah.
Rue had never seen it. And my sister-in-law and I practically had to have like tape on our mouths to not quote the entire movie. And the girls kept looking at us like, could you let them say it? And we're like, quit trying to make fetch happen. Ugh.
So it's funny. So Mean Girls is really big in our circle because it's a theater production, right?
Right.
And so our theater did Mean Girls. Everybody loves Mean Girls. I am not I don't know if I was too old when Mean Girls came out. It's kind of cringy to me because they are mean. I am more of a clueless girl.
Really? So I could do both.
I'm
I
team,
could I could quote both all day long.
yeah. And I
And the
know
Mean
like
Girls has a positive message at the end because that's what my husband was like. Are you giving her like a how-to? I was like, no.
hit by the bus. Well, and I know some of the quotes and I'm constantly like, get in loser, we're going shopping. But like, but still it's kind of I'm like, oh, it's kind of cringy. But so speaking though of some cringy moments. So I have a really good friend who works in an office and twice now in the past month, she has had coworkers ask her about her baby and she's not pregnant. Like they've asked,
Oh,
right?
is she wearing a bad top?
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I don't think she looks pregnant at all. But it brings up the conversation. Don't people know you don't say that unless you are 1,000,000% sure that a woman actually is pregnant?
I feel like you never say it unless they're in labor.
Yeah, like even me,
Just
like
stay on the side.
yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just am like, don't we know not to do that nowadays?
Well,
And
and if she's
she's
like,
so nice, like she doesn't say anything to them, where I totally am the exact opposite, and I'm not a people pleaser, and I probably would be like, "What the hell? No, I'm not pregnant. Are you?" I would embarrass them. Like,
yeah, I'd throw it right back at him, be
oh,
like, really? Or I would more likely I would blame it on my outfit and be
yeah,
like, is this just the worst top you've ever seen me in? What is happening? Why would you think I'm pregnant?
right. I was like, ugh, like I was Like the first time it happened, okay. And then the second time she's like, what the heck? It happened again. I'm like, dude, listen, you do not look pregnant. What is happening? What is wrong with your coworkers? What is wrong with them?
Right. Well, and it's not like it's a stranger. It's a coworker. So
Right.
like they know you. They see you every day.
Hey, like what in the world?
Well, excuse me. And was it the same coworker? Like, is this one person convinced, like, no, no?
Well, it was someone different, but still, like, listen, guys, like, don't you never ask if a woman is expecting unless they tell you.
Ever.
Like ever. Just don't even. I don't care if you're 99% sure. Just don't. Just don't.
That's always the biggest joke that I would do when I was like 8 months pregnant. And they'd be like, "So what do you do?" And I'd go, "What? What?" And just watch them totally fall apart.
Yeah.
And be like, "No, of course I'm pregnant. You can tell I'm
Right.
pregnant." But and yeah, I just you just don't ask. You
No.
don't ask. You don't touch a belly. You don't do the things.
No, I've been burnt before too, to where so I was a little bit of an older mom, but I still had her before I was 40. You know, now women are having babies in their 40s. But I made the mistake one time of saying to a mom, like, oh no, I wouldn't, I may have had a second had I been younger, but I definitely didn't want to be, you know, over 40 having a baby. And she was like, well, I had a baby over 40. And I was like, oh, yeah, good for you. Good. Yeah, I mean, like, great. You know what I mean? So, like, I won't even
Like, I mean, what? Great,
I won't,
40. What?
yeah,
Cool.
I won't say anything. I don't guess people's age when they ask me to. I'm like, nope, I ain't doing that. Like, I'm not doing any of that. Not
I
happening.
always do like because I tend to look younger than I am, thankfully. But I always like when some of the young moms, since I'm for some reason, a lot of the moms in Raleigh's group are first time moms.
Mm.
Like very few of them are on their second, third, or oopsie baby. So, um, so I there's a bigger age gap there
Right.
that I like when a mom is like, well, girls like us. And I'm like, no, I'm like way older than you.
It's that porcelain skin you have that you're,
I know.
that's good though. That's good. Oh my
But
goodness.
yeah, no, I made that. What is it? I made a mistake when I was just thinking about this when you're talking about the older mom. I do like though that a lot of moms are having babies older. Like I still remember, so Raleigh's only 3 years old,
Mhm.
and I was mortified when I got pregnant at 40. Like mortified that I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so old. And then
You said 40.
when I hit 40, okay. So I was so mortified when I hit 40, thinking like, oh my gosh, I'm way too old to have a baby. And then actually, one of my best friends, I just hadn't realized. I knew that, like, you know how sometimes you know your friends are, like, you know, kind of the age range of your friends, like, oh, she's older than me, she's younger than me. But you don't, like, think about it because you're all just friends. But she's one of my best friends. And I was like, oh, what am I going to do? I'm 40. And she goes, I have 2 kids. I didn't start till I was 41.
Yeah.
Excuse me. And I was like, oh,
Right.
oh, I could do this. Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it's a lot more common than we realize now. Yeah, for sure.
And I have some sorority sisters at 44 right now that they're like, I'm having number 2, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
I need to meet myself.
Have you guys started back to school yet? Well, now keep in mind this coffee talk will probably air a week later, but
Yeah, we started, well, yeah, this is going to air at the end of the month. So yeah, we're starting tomorrow, actually. So today is what I like to call our total shit show day because it's all the little things that we haven't done.
yeah, yeah, I feel you. Well, we don't start until well, our neighborhood, like the local ISD, has already started. They actually started today, which is the 12th. Adelaide doesn't start until next week, but by the time this airs, we will have been back in school.
See, so you started on, well,
We start on the 18th,
so what day is that? What day of the week?
a Monday.
Oh, it is a Monday.
A Monday. In fact, her show closes on the 17th, her final run, and then school's the next day.
Because I always like that because our school is 12 months through 8th grade. So I always like that we start on a Wednesday because it's not too much for like the babies, they kind of do fine.
Yeah.
But it's the kindergartners or the kinder bridgers that all of a sudden don't have naps.
Yes.
And they're like, they're
And
just
you're
so tired.
the full week. I know. Well, our school is toddler through 12th grade, and we're all going back on Monday. And I know even for Adelaide, she's going to be tired that first week back.
Oh,
Like,
yeah, it's hard on them.
it's rough, especially because I am not a parent that has any rules over the summer. I mean, especially bedtime.
I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. Please
That's
tell me at
right.
least get that one.
I do know that one. I do know that one.
Okay.
So and we keep saying, okay, maybe we should now start like going to bed a little bit earlier to get ready for school. I'm sure it's just gonna smack us all in the face come Monday.
Yeah. Well, and actually my neighbor has twins that are starting kindergarten,
Mhm.
and she was asking for some tips, and I had told her, I was like, girl, just know it's not gonna be normal for like a good 3 weeks or 4 weeks.
Yeah.
And know that your kid might fall asleep at the dinner table, and then just put them to bed. And she's like,
Right.
I don't like wake them up, make them eat. I was like, nope,
No.
put them to bed. They're exhausted. It's fine. And I was like, they might skip dinner altogether and just go to bed. They might be super cranky. They're like, it might just be completely off because they're just adjusting to this new schedule. And I was like, but it'll be fine. You'll get there. My kids, stop napping.
Such good advice though. One, never wake a sleeping baby, child, anything.
Ever.
But, and maybe that's another podcast episode that we should think about doing because they will have like big emotions going back to school.
Yeah.
And those emotions when they come home may translate into they're cranky. Like, I think we forget that they're humans too, not just kids. And so they're dealing with the same stuff too, right? New people, anxiety, new environment, like new schedules. I don't know.
We just did our middle school, it's like it's not a back to school night because school hasn't started, but like a middle school info session.
Yeah.
And oh my gosh, one of the teachers, our middle school teachers, he's just phenomenal. And he was talking about, I'm going to butcher this. If he listens to this, he'll be like, that's not what I said at all. But he was saying that with the teenage emotions, especially, they kind of hold stuff in to process it all day long.
Right.
That they're just like holding it and holding it and holding it in. And he's like, and that's why when they come home, they might like vomit emotions, that they're really cranky or really like super excited and super like jazzed up or like whatever, or they're crying or something because they've been processing it all day long. And I was like, that's actually good for all ages, really. That they're like, now I'm learning this, now I'm learning this, and they're just go, 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 go. But in the end, home is their safe place. That's where they come to relax.
Right.
And as soon as they walk in the door, it's like they take a breath and they get to be themselves again. And sometimes it's going to come out angry or crying.
Right. Exactly.
Especially with all the change.
Right. Yep. Totally.
Yeah, I'll have to dive more into that. He gave the best little presentation about teenagers, and he talked technology stuff, like we've talked about stuff too, but it was really interesting. Really interesting. I'll dive into that more.
Yeah, we'll dive into it. Well, all right. I love our
little successful coffee talk. I finished my gut health drink.
Me too. Well, I got a little bit left, but yeah, I love it. But gut health talk doesn't tell you what it is. Like coffee talk, people know we're gonna like spill the tea or whatever the kids say now. Oh, there's a new one I heard. We should have a whole episode on kids slang. Clocking the tea. I heard my daughter say that.
Clocking like a clock?
Clocking the tea.
Okay.
I had no idea what it meant. And then I went out last night for a friend's birthday, and the server was like 21, and he educated us. It means like calling someone out.
Okay. So like how would you use it? Like while you're talking to someone?
Well, no. So my daughter used it to describe what someone else was doing. Was like, oh, she was really clocking her tea.
Oh, I see. Okay.
What? So
I'm
anyway,
hip. I'm with it.
Yeah, but we're still gonna stick with coffee talk here.
Yeah, still coffee talk.
All right, Bronze Medal Moms, we hope you enjoyed this episode of Coffee Talk for August. Until next time, friends.
Bye, guys.
Thanks for listening to our moms on Broads Middle Moms.
Don't forget to subscribe, share with your friends, and leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you. See you soon.